99 FM, your inspiration station. You are tuned into the kingdom, and it is time now for the warm-up session. Now, the early bird catches the worm is the phrase. And I just found out this morning that tennis players get up earlier than everyone else. We have our guest in the building, tennis sensation, if I do say so myself. I haven't had the chance or the privilege to watch her play, but she's been playing pretty much all her life, and she represents Namibia as a tennis player, and I am happy to introduce Megan Lombardt in the building.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
So when you walked in here, you're like, I just came from training. Well, how early do you get up on the regular?
Well, for practice, I'll be waking up at like 6 and I'll be there at 7:30 till 10.
Every day?
Working out, yeah.
So for how many, how long has this been going on? Because we're going to get into the whole tennis journey, right? You've been playing tennis for pretty much your whole life.
A long time.
Take me back to the first day. Can you remember the first racket you got or the first tennis ball? Or was it just something that's always been there?
No, the first time I actually went to practice was because I had a tennis coach that lived with me.
Mm-hmm.
So then she's just like, okay, come with me. Because my parents wanted me out of the house. So I get there, and all of these kids are just running around, and I'm just like, I'm not in the mood for this.
This is not you.
It wasn't me at first, and then I went back a year later, and I just fell in love with it again.
So you've been playing since you were 12 officially for Namibia?
No, since I was 10.
Since you were 10?
Oh, for Namibia, 12 years.
Whoa. So how has that been representing Namibia at a junior level? You're so young, you look at international competitions, and I don't know who inspired you when you were young, but I'm sure as a 12-year-old, were you just playing to enjoy, or did you have a vision of I'm going to be on the world tour one day?
At first I was just playing for fun. At first I was playing to actually just lose weight.
Is it?
That was the only reason why, but as soon as I was selected to go on tour, I knew that it is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So yeah.
Talk to me about that first tour. Where was it? Where did you go?
First tour we actually went to Botswana.
Okay.
It was an under 14 tournament. And I had to go. It was actually quite a lot of fun, but it was a lot of pressure because I didn't like a lot of people. So now with new teammates, and you're just very awkward.
Yeah.
But it was nice actually. You learn a lot, you grow, you become independent.
What's the best part about being a tennis player in your eyes? Is it do you enjoy the game? Are you a fan of the game, or would you rather play? If you were given the choice, that's a question for later. But are you more of a fan of the game, or do you enjoy playing more than watching?
I enjoy playing more than watching actually.
Yeah.
Watching stresses me out.
Is it?
I could never. Stresses me out because I'm always like, you could have done this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd rather play.
Do you watch yourself? Do you watch footage sometimes?
No, I don't like watching myself actually.
Are you critical?
Yes.
You just I could have done this, I could have done this.
Yeah.
So on the court, how would you describe your character? Are you do you lock in, go in beast mode? Are you someone that's just
Yeah, I'm actually very competitive and very aggressive. Don't talk to me, don't ask me anything.
You're
focused on the court.
Yeah. And off the court?
Off the court, I'm the complete opposite.
Is it?
I'm so chill. I'm friendly with everyone. I like to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite.
So if you weren't playing tennis, what would you be doing?
Eating.
that's me.
I'm joking. Actually, I think I would be playing hockey.
So that's not the only sport you're a fan of?
Yeah, I actually like hockey and swimming.
Okay.
I was actually not bad in swimming.
Yeah?
So yeah, I would actually be doing that.
Would you compete if you could go back and swim? Would you do it competitively?
Yeah, actually. I've only done one competition in my life.
Okay.
I actually got a gold medal.
Hey!
So it's that's not bad.
Go.
So yeah, I'll actually do that. Yeah.
What's your record right now in tennis? Do you know?
I don't know. I'm actually 1 or 2.
Okay.
Around there, yeah.
Hey, we're talking to a superstar right now. Who's your ultimate inspiration? I mean, briefly off air, we talked about, Serena Williams. You have Venus. You have even the new one, obviously Sharapova and everyone. But then you have the the new ones like Naomi, Osaka.
Yeah.
Who would you say was your inspiration growing up, and who's your inspiration now? Or are they even tennis players? Some people like, for example, I'm not an athlete. I grew up athletic, very athletic. I might not look it right now, but I grew up very athletic, and my inspirations were athletes. But when I dived into other things, my inspirations still remained athletes.
Yeah.
So are your inspirations tennis players, or are you inspired by other people?
I'm inspired by a lot of tennis players actually. My inspiration was Serena Williams. Just everyone says Serena Williams, but if you actually dive down into her journey and her story and where she came from, it's actually really inspiring. So her, and right now would be Bianca Andreescu.
Okay.
And still Serena, because
yeah,
it's always my number one.
It's always your number one.
Yeah.
If you could meet one tennis player, or if you could play against, let me spice it. If you could play against one tennis player, who would it be?
Serena, for sure.
Serena.
I just want to feel that power that she has and that motor that drive.
You can ask Roger Federer, he knows something about it. If you could, what's the question? If you could have this is a random question, by the way. First thing that comes to your mind. If you could have the ability to fly, or the ability to be invisible, what would you choose?
Can I mix them both?
No, you have to choose one.
I'll actually be able to fly.
To fly.
Fly.
Time or money?
Time.
Time. If you could win one of the tennis world championships, in like just one in your career, which one would you pick?
Wimbledon.
Nah?
I love it
That's the
so
one.
much.
That's the one.
Yes, that's the one.
Greatest tennis match you've ever watched?
Kevin Anderson and John Isner.
Ooh. Greatest tennis match you've ever played in?
I'd actually say my first ITF win in Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my first singles match ever won internationally. Yeah.
And how was that like?
That was so intense, but I felt so good. Like that drive was just there for me to keep on going. And it was a long match. Like I thought I was gonna die on court, but actually, it just kept me going. I actually love the feeling of winning. Ever since then, I've been so addicted.
Yeah, that makes you competitive, isn't it? What would you say? What advice would you have for young tennis players out there? You know, like I have so many people like myself. I had played tennis when I was a kid. Believe it or not, I had played tennis when I was a kid. Now, there's a reason I'm not a tennis player now. I was horrible. I was absolutely horrible. But there's so much talent in not just Namibia, but even in Africa. But what would you say? What does it take really to get yourself to that level and compete internationally?
I think just the determination and the drive that you should actually build up for yourself. Because as a young tennis player, you can easily get demotivated, especially being a black child from Africa. It's very hard for you to make it out there. So just having that faith and that drive and working on your strokes, working on everything daily, pushing yourself, that will get you much further than you actually think you could. Yeah. Yeah.
And upcoming matches that we can, look forward to. Because now, like, you're representing Namibia. Now you are like our athlete. We're all behind you. What should we be looking out for? Any competitions coming up?
There is a local tournament in June, beginning of June. So you can catch me there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And international ones are obviously COVID has probably ruined a few things.
COVID has ruined a lot.
Yeah.
Especially last year, since it was my last year being a junior player. So I didn't get a chance to play any international tournaments that I wanted to. And that would have pushed my career so much more higher.
Yeah.
And so, but now I'm competing in the senior circuit, so that's a new competition. So
excited for that?
I'm very excited for that.
Well, we can't wait for the rest of the journey. Obviously, we're going to be following you and your journey and your world tours because you're representing Namibia, and I think that's something I talk about all the time on the warm-up. When it comes to sports, we have football players doing amazing things. We have rugby players, hockey players. It's amazing. Cricket, the World Cups, and it's good to see, you know, tennis players representing Namibia on the international stage as well. So the next Serena Williams coming straight out of Namibia, Megan Lombardt. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, we're gonna catch up with you soon.
Okay.
And that is tennis sensation. Look up. You can even just Google her. Really, it's at that point right now. Megan Lombardt, and we're gonna catch up with her at the local tournament that's happening in June. And we'll also just follow her journey from here on forth. It's the warm-up session where we celebrate the excellence, the sporting excellence in Namibia. Up next, it is WizKid and Thames.